Living life as a pet dog might seem like a delightful experience. Alongside regular servings of kibble, refreshing walks, and the occasional indulgence in table scraps, pampered household canines generally have their heart's desires met. Nevertheless, not all canines are content with lounging on the couch and living a life of luxury. Some have a calling to venture out into the world and get down to work. In the heart of Marysville, Michigan, nestled on the shores of the St. Clair River, this idyllic locale lives up to its moniker of the Dream City. However, even the most perfect dream can take a nightmarish turn if one is not vigilant. Fortunately, the residents of Marysville can rely on their loyal police department to ensure their safety. Within this force, there exists a unique member who plays a crucial role in maintaining order. Beyond the human officers, the Marysville Police Department boasts the presence of Haiko. Despite his admirable appearance, Haiko's role in local law enforcement is far from trivial. Trained as a police canine, Haiko takes part in routine patrols in and around Marysville, with each day bringing a new set of unpredictable challenges. On some occasions, Haiko is tasked with tracking down a suspect and aiding in an arrest. On others, he is assigned to narcotics detection duty or asked to use his extraordinary olfactory skills to search for a particular scent. However, Haiko's talents extend beyond crime fighting, as this remarkable pup possesses a special gift that would prove to be invaluable to his department. Despite his tough demeanor on the job, Haiko has a softer side. His inherent cuteness played an unusual role in helping the Marysville Police Department. Haiko and his handler, Officer Justin Reeves, participated in a nationwide contest organized by Vested Interest K9s, incorporated thanks to a concerted social media campaign and the support of over 26,000 votes. Haiko and Reeves secured second place and a brand new patrol vehicle valued at $50,000. Considering the department's aging cruiser, the entire community of Marysville appreciated Haiko's contribution. Between his daily duties and his involvement in contest-related efforts, Haiko still relished moments of relaxation. However, one evening, a sudden call disrupted his plans. It was December and Haiko's stocking hung by the chimney with care, but the pup wouldn't be home waiting for Santa. Duty called unexpectedly. The Port Huron State Game Area, located roughly 15 miles from Marysville, is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts, offering hiking, fishing, and a serene connection with nature. But something had gone awry. A local hunter had become lost inside the game area. Though he managed to contact a friend for help, he had no idea how to navigate his way out of the forest. Thankfully, Haiko and Officer Reeves were on the case. They rushed to the preserve, following the path the hunter had taken into the forest. As they ventured into the darkness, the woods seemed endless. Eventually, Haiko picked up the missing man's scent, leading the way through the unforgiving terrain. Reeves humbly stated, "I just kind of let the dog lead the way." After what felt like an eternity in the inky darkness, they heard a voice. They had located the lost hunter. However, a new challenge emerged. The dense underbrush in the game area prevented Haiko from reaching the man. Another team would have to physically reach the stranded hunter. Fortunately, Reeves and Haiko weren't alone in this effort. They received support from the Clyde Township Fire Department, St. Clair County Sheriff Department, and St. Clair County Central Dispatch. In a rescue operation, collaboration is paramount. While Haiko couldn't reach the hunter, the Clyde Township firefighters successfully made their way to him. After a harrowing night in the wilderness, the lost man slowly started his journey back to safety. While Haiko doesn't seek recognition, the successful rescue mission owed much to this loyal canine companion. Though he may appear as an ordinary dog, to the residents of Marysville, he's nothing short of a superhero. Haiko has found his true calling as a police dog, but not every canine possesses the qualities needed for law enforcement duty. In a distant corner of the world, an Australian pup named Gavel would soon discover this fact firsthand. Let's introduce you to the endearing German Shepherd puppy from Australia, Gavel. At the tender age of 6 weeks, Gavel caught the attention of the Queensland police, who recognized his immense potential in his bright-eyed and eager demeanor. They had ambitious plans for this young pup. Little Gavel harbored a dream of joining the prestigious Queensland Dog Squad, inspired by the legacy of his family members in law enforcement. He embarked on a rigorous 16-month training program, eager to track down wrongdoers and uphold justice. Gavel not only aimed to make the police force proud, but also sought to earn the respect of his foster handlers. The weight on his furry shoulders was significant, as many people placed their trust in him. The officers had unwavering confidence that Gavel possessed the ideal attributes for the job, as Sergeant Hansen enthusiastically shared. He is confident, shows no signs of nervousness, exhibits a willingness to retrieve, displays a strong prey drive, and can be motivated by food as a reward. It seemed that Gavel was destined for greatness. Before commencing his training, Gavel made a highly anticipated public debut in 2016. He graced a special event dedicated to honoring Queen Elizabeth's 90th birthday, accompanying Governor Paul de Jersey and his wife. It was a momentous occasion for the young Gavel as he met a host of influential dignitaries, including politicians, judges, business leaders, community figures, and former governors. One individual, in particular, took a shining liking to Gavel. Former Governor Mary Marguerite Lenine Ford couldn't resist the charm of Gavel, especially since she had owned many German Shepherds during her time as a Fernburg resident. Gavel's interactions with esteemed government figures were just the beginning of his unique journey. Typically, police dog trainees are fostered by fellow Queensland police officers. However, Gavel's situation was rather unusual. It was decided that he would reside with Governor de Jersey and his wife at the government house. Governor de Jersey took it upon himself to give Gavel a proper tour of his brand new residence and acquaint the shepherd with various individuals, knowing that his boot camp training was just around the corner. This is when a different side of Gavel started to emerge. Gavel revealed himself to be quite the gentle soul. He enjoyed taking breaks, playing with toys, and strolling through the garden. He often lost himself in these moments of downtime, prompting some to wonder how he would fare in the demanding world of law enforcement. The official training began with months of socialization and obedience training. As expected, this was a challenging period for the playful shepherd. At 10 weeks old, Gavel still had an abundance of youthful energy, which raised concerns about his suitability as a police recruit. Governor de Jersey confided in 7 Brisbane that, at this point, Gavel still hadn't mastered sleeping through the entire night. Nevertheless, everyone remained hopeful that Gavel's maturity was just around the corner. As the months rolled on, that anticipated maturity milestone seemed elusive. Gavel never quite reached that turning point. It was a difficult decision, but the Queensland Police reluctantly concluded that Gavel did not possess the necessary qualities for a frontline law enforcement role. In a statement released by the Queensland Police, it was declared that Gavel did not exhibit the required aptitude for a career on the front lines. This revelation came as a shock to all those who had fallen for this lovable pooch, but it was clear that crime fighting was not his destiny. In February of 2017, the Queensland Police officially discharged Gavel from his training program, with graduation just 6 months away. This left many people wondering about Gavel's future. Despite everything, he continued to reside with Governor Paul de Jersey, living a life of regal comfort. Could it be that Gavel's true calling was closer than anyone had anticipated? On February 21, 2017, Gavel acquired a new title, Australia's inaugural vice-regal dog. The royal family recognized that he was destined for a role centered around sociability and compassion, one far removed from the task of apprehending wrongdoers. He has outgrown 4 ceremonial coats, undergone a career transformation, and has brought immeasurable joy to the lives of the governor, Mrs. de Jersey, government house staff, and the thousands of Queenslanders who have visited the estate, praised the governor's office. It's important to clarify that, as a vice-regal dog, VRD, Gavel still had important daily responsibilities. These included serving as a gracious host to guests and entertaining tour groups that frequented Government House. He proudly wears a custom-made Government House coat adorned with the governor's personal standard, the St. Edward's crown, and the brolga, the official bird emblem of Queensland, shared Government House. And in case you were questioning the legitimacy of Gavel's role at Australia's Government House, rest assured he even had to sign a contract. After all, it's a legal process. Gavel adores the great outdoors, and at times he lends a paw, or a paw-ish equivalent, to the Government House's horticulture team with their demanding yard work. While this form of assistance primarily consists of emotional support, the horticultural team deeply appreciates his presence. Gavel embarked on a new path after an unexpected career shift, a journey more common among working-class dogs than one might think. Across the globe, dogs and their acute sense of smell have become vital assets in law enforcement, trained to detect various forms of potentially dangerous contraband, from illegal drugs to weapons and even people. However, not every dog possesses the temperament for such work. Being a detection dog necessitates patience and self-control, often requiring these canines to behave more like humans than animals. Take Train, for example, a rescued Chesapeake Bay Retriever. Transitioning from a life of abuse to a career as a drug detection dog seemed like a perfect fit for him. Yet, Train struggled during his time at the training academy as he was far more interested in being a dog than a police canine. He failed out of narcotics school because he was too energetic, remarked Train's owner, Karen DiMatteo. He was like a bull in a china closet. However, Train possessed an extraordinary nose, one that DiMatteo couldn't let go to waste. At the time, DiMatteo, a conservation biologist, was assembling a team of dogs for a research project in the Argentine province of Misiones. With a sniffer like Train's, she believed she had a valuable asset to find what she needed. Scat, also known as animal feces, plays a significant role in the work of conservation biologists. Through the analysis of droppings, researchers can gather valuable insights about animals, including their species, gender, and habitat preferences. Animals leave their feces behind in the forest, explained DiMatteo. You can determine which habitats they favor and which they avoid. DiMatteo and her team specifically aim to identify the habitats of endangered animals like jaguars and oncillas. However, this task proved challenging without the ability to track down these elusive creatures. This is where Train entered the picture. DiMatteo hoped that the former drug detection dog in training could use his highly sensitive nose to detect scat scents and lead them to the elusive animals. Once the team released Train onto the trail, they got their answer. Despite his exuberance causing challenges at the academy, Train demonstrated his proficiency in his new role. He not only quickly detected animal scents, but his high energy levels also allowed them to collect data at an impressive pace. Over the course of a year, the group tracked animals through the Argentine wilderness, with Train leading the way enthusiastically. By the time the first collection effort concluded, Train and his remarkable nose had covered over 600 miles of forest. Train was just a machine, DiMatteo recalled of his first year of scat detection. We channeled all that energy into searching large areas and finding this valuable information for us. Utilizing the data gathered from the scat samples, DiMatteo and her team can precisely identify which forest areas should be prioritized in their conservation endeavors. Furthermore, they can assess whether human encroachment is impacting any of the wildlife in these regions. Across the board, human expansion is occurring. DiMatteo observed, we can attempt to pinpoint areas where humans and wildlife may potentially intersect. This allows us to identify areas requiring increased conservation efforts, recognize critical wildlife corridors, and identify regions that may be challenging to preserve. Historically, conservationists like DiMatteo relied on cameras and sensors to photograph and track animals. However, this method proved inefficient as animals needed to physically cross the camera's path for researchers to document them. Additionally, these cameras often discouraged Argentine farmers who owned the land where some of these animals resided from granting access. Many landowners were apprehensive about allowing camera traps on their property, fearing an intrusion into their privacy and livelihoods. However, with Train and another border collie named April, farmers became far more amenable to welcoming DiMatteo and her team onto their land. After all, who could resist the charming sight of two adorable pups frolicking and playing? They fear you might take their land or engage in something suspicious, DiMatteo explained. We clarify that our purpose is simply to search for animal scat and track the movement of animals. Their response is often, "Oh, that's interesting, can I join in?" Even though Train recently celebrated his 12th birthday, he and his exceptional nose exhibit no signs of slowing down. Their next destination is Nebraska, where DiMatteo and her dog will be tracking mountain lions. Dogs like Train are making a significant impact on the world with their 9-to-5 careers. For example, consider Piper, a border collie hailing from Michigan. Piper's job involves chasing thousands of birds, foxes, and groundhogs away from the runway at Cherry Capital Airport. Adored with noise-canceling headphones and protective goggles, he diligently ensures the safety of planes and wildlife, a dream job for any dog.